Hola! Week 24 of my at-home Camino. I missed a week. We still had a lot of fires here in California. I didn't do much walking because I didn't want ash in my lungs. So I'm getting caught up this week, and by the end of it, I will have achieved 751 of my 796 kilometers for my at-home Camino. I thought this week would be a good time to talk about the diversity of pilgrims that you'll encounter when doing your Camino. The Camino office in Santiago, when you go to register for your Compostela, which I talked about in last week's video, they collect demographic information on the pilgrims and then they publish a report every year. And because I'm a statistics and spreadsheet nerd, I love to devour that sort of information, and found the demographics of the pilgrims both really interesting and also very emblematic of my own personal experience. So let's start with nationality. As you'd expect, Spaniards make up about 42% of the total pilgrims, and a good part of the top 15 of nations is rounded out by Western European countries like Italy, Germany, and France, also the UK, and the United States and Canada. People from Latino countries like Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil are also in the top 20, which of course you'd expect given that they have a Catholic culture in them. You know, what might surprise you about the top 20 though is the high percentage of people from South Korea who are pilgrims, about 2.4%. That's due partly because South Korean did the pilgrimage and then went home and wrote a book about it, which became very popular. So there are a lot of people literally following in that person's footsteps. But I think it's also then influenced other folks from other Asian countries to participate. In 1994, the report showed hardly anybody from any Asian country registering in the pilgrim office. But last year, you saw people from quite a number of countries, including Japan, Taiwan, China, Singapore, and Hong Kong. So that takes care of Europe, North America, Latin America, and Asia. But I will say a continent that's really underrepresented on the Camino is Africa, particularly sub-Saharan Africa. There are a growing number of white South Africans doing it, and I met a number on my last Camino. But if you look at the rest of the list, 2 people from Sudan, 4 people from Eritrea. Folks from that part of the world just are not participating in the Camino, not at this time. And that actually contributes to not seeing a lot of black faces on the Camino. I hope that diversity will grow over time because I think it will make the Camino experience much richer. You know what you'll see plenty of on the Camino? Gray hair. 19% of the pilgrims are over 60. So if you're healthy and you're over 60, or if you're even over 50, don't tell yourself you're too old to do it. Just go for it. You'll meet plenty of people your own age. You can all walk very slowly together across northern Spain. It's not a young person's game. You know who else should do the Camino? Solo women. 10 years ago, men were twice as likely to do the Camino as women, but now it's pretty much an even gender split. And I myself did the Camino solo both times. So don't let any of your friends and family members tell you you can't do it. It's fine if they're asking you, how are you going to train for it? Or how does this work? Or will you check in with me regularly? I want to know that you're doing okay. That's fine. What's not fine is if they start saying things to you like, you're too old, you're too fat, women shouldn't do things like this alone, what will happen to me while you're gone? That's when it becomes not okay. So that kind of thing is sabotage and sexism, and you should not let it get in the way of your dreams. I've been doing this Camino pilgrimage from home largely by myself, so I've been missing the diversity of pilgrims that you would meet on the real Camino. Walking with somebody 20 years younger than you, walking with somebody 20 years older than you, or somebody from that wide diaspora of the countries that the pilgrims come from. Even if you're doing a pilgrimage solo, doing it that way makes for a really enriching experience, and it's one that I look forward to doing again in the future. Buen Camino!